One of life's biggest mistakes is measuring your worth with someone else's ruler. We always ask, why can they stand in the spotlight while I'm stuck in the corner? But we forget to ask, who says the spotlight is the only place worth being? It's like a small stream envying the ocean's vastness, not knowing that thousands of streams coming together is what makes the ocean so grand. In this age of social media, everyone shows their brightest moments, and watching others' highlights makes us question why we exist. Today's story is for every soul who has ever felt, "I'll never be good enough." Please read carefully, because this story might change how you see yourself. In a small English town called Willowbrook, there lived a young baker named Thomas. He woke up at 3 every morning to knead dough, let it rise, and bake. His bread was hearty and delicious, and everyone in town loved it. But Thomas carried a cloud in his heart. William, the town lawyer, wore sharp suits and went to fancy places. Thomas thought, "Why am I covered in flour while he looks so professional?" His neighbor, Sophia, was a violinist who performed in theaters. Thomas thought, "Why is her work so elegant while I just make bread?" Even seeing Emily at the flower shop receiving compliments from customers, he would think, "Why does no one notice my hard work?" These thoughts were like thorns stuck in Thomas's heart. He started making bread carelessly, thinking nobody really cared anyway. The smile disappeared from his face, and the light in his eyes grew dim. One Sunday afternoon, Thomas was walking in the park feeling heavy-hearted. He met an old man feeding pigeons. Everyone called him Grandpa Benjamin. He used to be a philosophy professor. Grandpa Benjamin could see something was wrong and said kindly, "Young man, come sit and talk with me." After sitting down, Thomas poured out his troubles. "Grandpa Benjamin, I work so hard every day, but look at others, lawyers, musicians, even the flower shop owner. Their lives all seem more meaningful than mine. I'm just a baker. Who will remember me?" Grandpa Benjamin didn't answer right away. Instead, he pointed around the park. "Thomas, look at this park. What makes it beautiful?" Thomas looked around. There are big oak trees, flower beds, fountains, lawns. "What if the whole park was just oak trees?" Grandpa Benjamin asked. "That would be too boring, and there'd be nowhere to walk." "What if it was all fountains?" "Then it would be a water park." Thomas laughed. "Nowhere to sit, no greenery." Grandpa Benjamin pointed to a simple path and said, "This path looks ordinary, right? But without it, how would people enjoy all this beauty? That bench over there is simple, but without it, where would old folks rest? Even these little daisies have their purpose. The bees love them most." He continued, "This world is like a huge puzzle, and every piece has its own place and shape. If all the pieces wanted to be the same shape, could we still complete the picture?" Grandpa Benjamin pulled out an old photo album and turned to a picture of a lighthouse. "I took this when I was young," he said. "Let me tell you a story. Once there was a lighthouse that always envied the North Star. It said, 'The North Star is so bright, and sailors navigate by it. My light is so weak, who would even notice me?' It felt so sad that it almost wanted to turn off its light. One stormy night, a ship lost its way at sea. Dark clouds covered all the stars, including the North Star. When the captain was losing hope, he suddenly saw the lighthouse's glow. Though not as bright as the stars, it shone clearly through the darkness. Following the lighthouse, the ship safely reached the harbor. That day, the lighthouse understood. The North Star's light may be eternal, but clouds can hide it. Its own light might be ordinary, but it can save lives when it matters most." Grandpa Benjamin looked at Thomas and said, "You know what? Last week my granddaughter was sick and couldn't eat anything except your bread. She could manage a little of that. Jack the construction worker gets through his tough day thanks to your bread. And Mrs. Margaret, who lives alone, says your cinnamon rolls remind her of her late husband. Lawyer William might win cases, but he can't give food to the hungry. Violinist Sophia might touch hearts, but her music can't fill empty stomachs. But your bread is the foundation of life. Without bread, there's no energy to enjoy music. Without bread, lawyers can't focus on their work." Before leaving, Grandpa Benjamin shared one last thought. "Thomas, have you seen snowflakes? Every snowflake is unique. No two are exactly the same. But do you know what's most beautiful? It's not how perfect one single snowflake is, but when millions of different snowflakes fall together, the whole world becomes magical. If every snowflake tried to be the biggest and most perfect one, they would lose what makes them special, and the world would lose the magic of snow. At 3 the next morning, Thomas got up as usual, but this time his mindset was completely different. While kneading dough, he thought about how this bread would become someone's breakfast. While the dough was rising, he imagined construction workers taking their first satisfying bite. While baking, he knew Mrs. Margaret was waiting for her favorite cinnamon rolls. He began putting his heart into every loaf, making portable sandwich bread for rushing office workers, creating fun shapes for children's lunch rolls, baking soft whole wheat bread that was easy for elderly people to chew. Gradually, people started saying, "Thomas's bread has a special taste, like the warmth of home. Whenever I feel down, eating his bread makes me feel better." Years later, Thomas became Willowbrook's most beloved baker. His little shop became the town's warm corner. When apprentices asked him the secret to his success, he would always smile and say, "A stream doesn't need to envy the ocean's size, because without streams, the ocean is just dead water. A candle doesn't need to envy the sun's brightness, because in a blackout, one candle becomes all the hope there is. A symphony needs the violin's sweetness, also needs the cello's depth, and even needs the triangle's single clear note. Without any one of them, the music isn't complete. Find your note and play it well. No matter how simple it seems, it's an essential part of life's symphony." You don't need to be the star at center stage. Sometimes being a supporting actor is more important. Because without great supporting actors, even the star's light grows dim. Every morning smell of fresh bread, every flower by the roadside, every genuine smile makes this world more complete. And you are an irreplaceable part of that completeness.